A wrong relationship does not always announce itself with chaos. Sometimes it quietly drains your peace, and deep down you already sense God's warning because His Spirit whispers where words cannot be heard. If you feel constant confusion instead of clarity, if your nights are heavy with unease instead of rest, this is not love that comes from Him. For 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33 reminds you that God is not the author of confusion, and when the one you are with continually pulls you away from prayer, from church, from the secret place where God speaks, understand this is a hidden signal that your soul is being entangled in a web designed to silence your faith, not strengthen it, because a godly relationship never competes with your devotion to Christ, it fuels it. Sometimes the shocking truth is that God allows tension and turmoil as red flags so you do not mistake attachment for covenant. And if you notice you are excusing sin, tolerating compromise, or pretending darkness is light just to hold on to someone, the Spirit is warning you that what you call love is actually bondage. For Amos 3 verse 3 says, "Can two walk together unless they agree?" And agreement with sin is never God's will. You may also see hidden cycles of manipulation, jealousy, or control, and while your heart says, "But I love them," God's warning says, "Love that chains you is not the love I designed," because His word in 2 Corinthians 6 verse 14 already told you not to be unequally yoked, and when you ignore that, He will allow storms to break illusions until you finally see the truth. Another secret sign is silence from heaven, not the silence of testing, but the silence of disapproval. Because every time you pray for peace about this relationship, your spirit grows heavier instead of lighter, and this is God guarding you from a future heartbreak you cannot yet see. A way of protecting you because Romans 8 verse 28 promises He works all things for your good, even the pain of letting go. You must discern whether you are building on sand or on rock, because if the foundation is deception, lies, and secrecy, no matter how hard you try, it will collapse, and God would rather break your heart today than allow it to be destroyed tomorrow. The final and most sobering sign is when you begin losing yourself, your joy, your purpose, your identity in Christ. Because any relationship that costs you the voice God placed within you is not divine but destructive, and His warning is clear. Come out of her, my people, that you do not share in her sins. Revelation 18 verse 4. Do not ignore the unease, the hidden red flags, the Spirit's whisper. For what you refuse to release willingly, God may have to tear away violently, and though the tearing hurts, it is mercy, because He is protecting you from a counterfeit that would drown your destiny. The truth is simple yet difficult. You cannot cling to someone who weakens your walk and expect God to bless it. You cannot bind yourself to darkness and still claim to walk in light. And you cannot call it God's will when every fruit it bears is confusion, compromise, and decay. So ask yourself with courage, is this person pushing you toward holiness or pulling you toward destruction? If the answer is the latter, then this is not the partner God has chosen, and the longer you delay, the deeper the chains will wrap. But freedom begins with obedience, and obedience begins with surrender. Choose to believe God's warning now, because delayed obedience is still disobedience, and if you truly trust Him, then release what He did not send, for only then will He place in your path the one who will love you with truth, honor, and faith, the one who reflects His heart instead of distracting you from it.